while also trying to acknowledge the progress that I am making. Because the one thing that I am constantly doing is invalidating the work that I've already done in the first place. Hi, welcome back to whatever this is. My name is Kaysa. I'm online, and today I'm not entirely sure how I want to start this video or where this video is actually going. I had the intention to talk about essentially what I've been seeing in my algorithm. A lot of things is how to start things in 2025, how to get started with this. Just start now. Just do this. You'll find this video when you're ready. And I'm just a little tired of seeing it, even though I'm going to try to copy the same exact format of what it's going to look like. I'm actually going to do that. But there's something about being told constantly to just start, just get started, just doing it. It's making me, at this genuine point in my life, wonder if content creation is for me. And this is not to say that I don't want to do content creation. Honestly, if I looked at my entire life and the way that my education has been going, all the things that I found enjoyment in, it is creating things, whether it be content, art, whatever the case may be. But I think I'm starting to view content creation a little bit differently, as well as I'm starting to understand myself and the type of content that I would actually make in the first place. There's a lot of content that I want to make. However, because of time, interest, and just general skill set that I do have currently, it's not going to get done the way that I want to. And if you look at any of the videos that I just mentioned before about getting started, what to do, all you truly have to do is be consistent and do what you like. Yes, quality will get better over time, but it may not be perfect at the beginning. A lot of people say essentially a little bit more quantity and then the quality will follow. Quality does matter, but you got to get your hands wet. You got to start doing things and moving forward. As a person who literally went to college and took classes in editing, I feel as though I know how to edit and or also know how to learn how to edit the way that I want to. And in fact, you don't obviously have to go to college to do that. You just go on YouTube and look up how to edit this way, how to do this, how to do that, what ideas out there and everything too. So it's pretty straightforward on how to get started and get going. But I want to know how to get started, get going within myself. And this is something that I've been struggling with for some amount of years. That no matter what ideas I happen to have, they kind of fade away. Or even if I were to write them down, get started working on them, I just don't want to do it anymore. Something about the idea, something about what I'm doing I don't like. But then when I get to this point, like on TikTok or on YouTube, and I'm just a talking piece, and I'm just talking about my thoughts, about whatever I'm doing, this works for me. However, my other option or my other problem is the fact that I don't know what to talk about 99% of the time. The two videos that I put out there for this year that I did like, that wasn't based on video games or any shows or anything, um, they were just me talking about how I struggle with creating content and how I want to make more content. But then here I am again talking to an audience about how I'm still struggling to make content. And I don't want my entire channel to be about me struggling to make content. And it's not that that isn't going to be a thing. Every person who creates anything will struggle. Art, content, work, anything wise. But my point in making this video is that getting started can look very, very different. And I'm coming to understand that getting started also means discovering the type of content that you would make in the first place. A lot of the times, I'm one of those people who get wrapped up in their heads and overthink things, and then I'll overdo things or do too little or underdo things. And I never actually create anything that would. I don't want to say I don't want to be proud of these things, but it's just not what I want it to be. Even if I decide to do low quality things. For example, just today, a couple hours ago, I recorded a video and I'm in the midst of editing it and I'm already feeling exhausted trying to edit everything. So I decided to make this video instead because I knew it would be easier for me. So I find it ironic, just the sheer amount of advice that they put on YouTube to get attention is just to say, get started, just get going, just do it, and everything will come. If you build it, it will come, or they will come, or whatever. And I feel like no one ever talks about the exhaustion that comes with just getting started. I don't mean, you're years into it and you're getting exhausted with a profession. I don't mean that, you don't have enough time in the day, because I have the time. And it's just the mental exhaustion of trying to figure out the type of content you want to make and actually trying to make it. And I am one who has a million and one ideas, but I have constantly having to hit the same wall of realizing that I am just one person. If I had a team, if I had just one other person helping me, it would make a world of a difference. But just getting started as yourself, by yourself, is probably the most difficult thing you can do in any facet of your life. And I'm starting to come to terms with that because I'm so impatient. I think that's the other difficulty that I have. I am very, very impatient. So I'll keep trying to try and do these things. And now I have 10 hobbies and I can't pay attention to all of them the way that I want to, because I am not at the speed that I want to be, despite the fact that I am successfully making progress towards all my goals at the same time. So it's not even just about multitasking, juggling, and balancing things. I just don't have enough patience with myself to recognize that I'm just one person and I have limits. So this is me to me, but also to the audience, to anyone else who's also potentially looking at this the same way, where I would say the best way to actually get started, besides, like I said before, two major things: be consistent, do what you like, but also just have patience with yourself. And it's a constant reminder, it's a constant skill that I and other people I know out there have to exercise, because patience is going to be the thing that's going to take everybody everywhere in life, because you don't know when things are going to happen. So all you have is patience. You don't know what time will tell. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm not even looking for a viral moment. I'm not looking to blow up. I don't want millions and millions of followers. I don't want any of that. I truly just want to create and see myself create and have a catalog of all the things that I have created, me having fun and sharing my thoughts. But I promise you, I have so many different things that I want to do. I have a list of projects I want to do with my own job. I have physical body projects that I'm doing now. Physical body project sounds crazy, like running. I want to do running and strength training and stuff. I'm already exercising, but like, I want to get back into running. I want to create content and everything. I want to write my book. I want to do so many things. I have so many ambitions. I'm learning technology and tech right now, learning a little bit of Python coding. And I've always been that way. I've always been that way. And for those of you who may think, I'll just do one thing, I cannot. I cannot. Maybe it's the ADHD. Maybe it's just who I am as a person. The idea of just doing one thing actually bothers me. It makes my life feel like it's boring and useless outside of that one thing. That's just me. Some people are absolutely stellar at doing the one thing. There are people out there who only want to create content on YouTube, and I think they're superstars because they at least know what they want. In fact, fun fact about me, if there's ever been a quiz about me, is that the one thing I've ever envied my entire life is people who already knew what they wanted to do. As a kid, there were so many people around me who would already know exactly where they want to go for their future. Oh, I want to be a football player, basketball player, soccer player, mathematician, scientist. I want to do, accounting, even science, computer science or something like that. I always felt aimless and lost in my own head. And I could point to so many different things that I like that I can do and work on. Like, for example, if I realistically looked at myself, objectively and realistically looked at myself and had to choose one thing that I had to do for the rest of my life, it would most likely be writing. It's probably the one thing that I can do, sit down and figure out and work on. But the idea of just doing writing just does not stimulate me the same way. Like, it's not enough to have a single platform. It's not enough to have one type of expression. And I think that's my big battle with myself. I cannot express myself in only one way. I like intersectionalities. I like when things come together. I like different perspectives. And that's just how I think. That's how I live. That's how I express myself. And because of that, I have the challenge of myself of trying to figure out how to balance everything in a way that I don't feel as though I'm falling behind my own mental schedule and expectations, while also trying to acknowledge the progress that I am making. Because the one thing that I am constantly doing is invalidating the work that I've already done in the first place. So when getting started, just starting, I've already disqualified myself because of the way that I started. And that is quite silly in itself, but it probably has everything to do with my understanding of what achievement and success is. And achievement and success for me is how efficient I can do it. And I think that's what it is. There's no amount of reward. Someone can, maybe I make one single video, it gets millions of views. And yes, that dopamine rush is nice. Don't get me wrong. I had a couple of TikToks blow up with likes and all this stuff. That dopamine rush is nice. But it's not like I felt like I was like, yeah, I'm that TikToker now. Like, yeah, I'm that content creator. Like, just last night, I promise you, I really thought I shouldn't be a content creator. Yes, I will create content, but I don't think I should be a content creator. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think my goal in life is to be a content creator. I don't want to be a YouTuber as my career. I don't want that. I don't think that's what I want for myself. I think I'm just a person who creates content. And I think I just like that. And I think wrapping my head around that makes it a lot less pressure on myself. Because I think anytime I get into a hobby, and I don't know if other people can relate, but sometimes you accidentally start trying to go with the flow of what everyone else is doing because you think that's how it's supposed to be, or how you imagine you're supposed to want it to be. Because for those who turn hobbies into careers or passive income, it turns into a whole business. You got to scale, you got to do more, you have to invest more. What about the people who don't want to scale? I think that's the mindset that I'm in. And perhaps it's capitalistic of our society to always want to scale up and do more and grow bigger and do this. I don't think I'm the business that wants to do that. I don't think, like, if for example, my business is doing $10,000 a year and I'm okay with that, and I have another business, I don't think I want to scale to the point that I sell my soul just to get hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Like, I don't think I need that. And with that same framework, I think I want to apply that to content creation. I want to create content. I want to stream. I want to share. I want to express myself. With my books, I do want that to scale if I ever write those. But besides those, I don't think I want to scale in content creation in the way that I wanted to make it my future. It is not my prioritized future at this time. No matter how much, even if I did manage to scale to that point, like 1 million subscribers or something, that'd be amazing. That'd be awesome. I would definitely invest more. Don't get me wrong. I would probably have a lot of fun doing it too, compared to, other mundane tasks that I have going on. But I think for the sake of my expressive self, of who I'm trying to actually appease, I don't want to be a content creator. I think I just want to be a person who creates content. And I think with that, it takes away any prioritization from trying to fulfill expectations of myself that I'm imagining of myself that I'm not even anywhere close to being at in the first place. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine. I think this is fine, honestly, to just talk. And I think that's what I want to do more moving forward, to just talk. But again, like I said, sometimes I just don't know what to talk about. And I think that's what I'm going to have to let go. Maybe I should just talk and share when I have something to talk about, and then just leave it alone when there's nothing to talk about. But that also means that's at the sacrifice of consistency and quality and engagement and all these other great things that they say that you should try to achieve, and try to figure out the algorithms and do all these things. Well, I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to do that, and I don't feel like doing that at this point, because it stresses me out. Trying to figure that out, I try to figure out a method to the madness. I just don't think that's for me. I think I just want truly to hang out online, just in a space, the same way that I might be just hanging out at a cafe, drinking coffee, and then I just happen to start conversations with people. I think that's all I really want. Just start a conversation with people, think about some stuff, blah, blah, blah. I do want to finish editing the one video that I have that I'm working on for Arcane, but it's going to take a while to finish editing all of that, because I want to, do certain stuff with it, obviously. I'm just not going to put pressure on myself. That's all it really is. I might not finish it today. I might not finish it next week. It is what it is. But I have this video, and I'm going to just have this video go out the way that it is. Probably add a thumbnail, maybe background music, who knows. But that's just about it. But I just wonder if there's anyone else who actually feels or thinks the same way. That perhaps the level of expectations that you have for yourself is just not only unrealistic and not feasible, but also just not actually the direction that you wanted to go in the first place. As much as content creating is great, it just constantly feels like I'm not actually doing it for me, even though I'm creating the content that I want to make for myself. And I don't know how else to articulate that. So I just wonder if anyone else is feeling the same way. Let me know in the comments. Like, follow, subscribe. I mean, those are the standards you gotta say on this platform, social media space. But yeah. And no, that's it.